What's going on, Taurus? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a phenomenal week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Taurus, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. And let me tell you why, Taurus, because it's your general energy weekly spread. Okay, maybe the ending could be a little bit less. You know, I'm getting there, Taurus. I'm getting that intro. It's getting closer. Nature, my problem. But back to you, because with this weekly spread, whenever you have to come across this video, there may be some messages in here for you, Taurus, if I can sentence. And just so y'all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Ooh, it's an echo in here. Just great energy all around here, Taurus. So I'm going to be pulling a few oracle cards from this deck here, and then we will get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific. All right, they're efficient, and they're not gender-specific readings. So apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? I guess we're getting tired of the banter, huh, Taurus? Trying to move it along. I can take a hint. And in case y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below are some links for some other readers that I like watching as well. Very cool vibes, Taurus, you know, if you want to kind of switch things up. Maybe you're not trying to hear all the behind the scenes, you know, I get it. All right, let's get into your reading here, Taurus. Oh, look at that, Taurus. See, if you stuck around, look, I'm bringing you some fun here. Because you got the 8th card of Leos, which is the hot air balloon card. Have you ever been in a hot air balloon, Taurus? I sure haven't. Because this is a card of balance, uplifting, freedom, go with the flow, rise above, don't resist, new perspective, untouchable, defying gravity, continuous flow, ascension, view, elevate, and feeling good. Are you feeling good, Taurus? Because you know what? Well, I hope you're feeling good, because it would be appropriate that this Leo energy pops up here, since your ruler Venus is kicking it in Leo. She's going to be hanging out in there for a while too, Taurus. So I say live it up while you can. You know, this is a great energy for if we haven't been feeling great as of late. You know, maybe there have been some, because there's, you know, even though Venus is in Leo, that's still forming a square with your sign. So there might have been some, depending on where your Taurus placements are at, there might be some tricky situations every now and again. But I feel like this is an energy of, even when that kind of stuff is happening, just kind of learning to go with the flow of life. And I know that's easier said than done, but I feel that if we get in a place where, you know, we can get like maybe caught up in a spiral or something along those lines, you know, really let a situation kind of get to us. I feel that if we can maybe find a way to, again, just kind of elevate yourself a little bit. Maybe if you are a hot air balloon fan, maybe going up in a hot air balloon, or maybe just going somewhere up high, you know, maybe climbing a tree, or, you know, and, you know, be safe, you know, I guess let me go ahead and put that out there. But because I haven't climbed a tree in a minute, so let's just be mindful there. But I feel like that maybe for some, maybe this is like, if we're getting to like, if we've been feeling kind of low maybe here as of late, maybe something to literally do is go up to a high place, and maybe we can look, while we're kind of looking around, it's like can see things from a different perspective, you know what I mean? You know, this could be, maybe we like going up to like the mountains or something along those lines, or, you know, you got your favorite trail there, or even going up a hill or something along those lines. But I feel like anything to just kind of help you get into that just sort of, and it's not to say that you haven't been feeling upbeat, but if we haven't been, or if we've just been maybe looking for just some extra fun, because, you know, that's what Leo's about. And I feel like with Venus being in Leo, this is a great energy of, hold on there, Taurus. Okay, but with Venus being in Leo, this is a great energy of really, one, tapping into your creative side, because Leo's very creative and you're a very creative sign. Being Venus ruled, being a sign, you all appreciate beauty, the finer things, and all of that there, Taurus. Getting into that space, but I don't know, just doing just like real fun things, maybe this is doing something we've never tried before, maybe going up, if you've never been gone hiking before, if you've never been in a hot air balloon, send me a picture of you doing it, I might match you there, Taurus. My stepdad, he's a Leo, he's been trying to get me to jump out of a plane for a while. Still got mixed feelings about that. But let's see. Look at that. You're getting all the tea, Taurus. It's Friday. We're just shooting the breeze. But let's get some tarot on this. All right, Taurus, let's see what we got here. Interesting. Yeah, I'm with it. So you got the 4 of Cups, the 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Swords here. Wow, Taurus, okay. Interesting. So the energy that really kind of sticks out to me here is the 4 of Cups here, Taurus, which is interesting since you got happiness, fulfillment here. We have our legacy, our foundation. And maybe for some, maybe we've hit this checkpoint possibly. Maybe we're at this like, oh, and did I say 4 of Swords? I meant 3 of Swords. This is interesting, Taurus, because maybe for some of you, maybe we're in this place where I'm either getting that we've reached this milestone or something, and we have, let's say, for example, we've gotten let's say we've achieved our version of the American dream. We got this house, we've got this spouse, maybe 2.5 kids, dogs, 2-car garage, and it feels like that it's, now that we've gotten to this place, it's almost just like, oh, it's like, oh, is this what they were selling? Because like, it's interesting, Taurus. It's like, that. Or I feel like that maybe for some of us is, maybe it feels like that this stuff, maybe it feels like, well, just thinking with the hot air balloon, maybe it feels like that for some others, maybe it feels like that 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles is out of reach, maybe. It feels like that, maybe no matter what we do, it's like, it always seems like that we're kind of like chasing after the dream. It's just like as soon as we get one step closer, it's like 5 steps back or something along those lines here, Taurus. And maybe that has gotten us to this place of where we're just sort of like, almost just kind of like giving up on aiming high. You know what I mean? It's very, very interesting energy. Let me get a little bit more on this 4 of Cups here, Taurus. Let's see what else we got here, Taurus. Interesting. So the 4 of Cups is clarified by the Page of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, one of your cards, and then the Justice card, Libra. And it almost feels like that maybe for some of you, it's like it's taking longer than maybe we had expected, I feel, to maybe to create this balance, or maybe to get to this place of where we're feeling fulfilled and feeling secure. Something along those lines. Maybe this is like it's very interesting, Taurus. It almost feels like that it feels like maybe for some, even too, it feels like that maybe we're in this place of like balancing one or the other here with the Justice card. It feels like maybe when we've tried to pursue both or something along those lines, it just feels like that it's too much to maybe handle right now, or that we haven't seemed to quite get that groove maybe kind of locked into place here. But I feel like, Taurus, when we think about this journey, there are times where it's like where we have the end game in mind, and we're always, I feel like, we're always working towards 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Cups. I don't feel like there's ever really going to be enough, you know what I mean? Or like enough time, enough fulfillment, you know, because there's so much to learn and so much to consume and so much to create in this realm. And I don't mean to say this as a thing to discourage or anything like that with the Three of Swords here. It more so, I feel like it's a matter of perspective, you know, and this could be something to think about, Taurus, where, yeah, this stuff may never truly be fulfilled. We may never get like to that complete 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups energy, but that gives us something to look forward to every day. And I feel like with the Knight of Pentacles, your energy, you know, yours is a sign of the senses. And I would talk about, you know, like really being present throughout this whole experience, as present as we can, you know, maybe when you consider too in the hot air balloons, you know, you're getting up on high, the oxygen's getting a little thinner, so it's a little bit harder to see from that perspective. But I feel like it's like once it's adjusting to that energy of just like, right, you know, this gives you a motivator each day. Because if we did, you know, we get 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, then after a while, you know, if there's nothing else to achieve, then, you know, the energy stops moving, you know, the water stops flowing. And water's meant to continue to flow, Taurus, you know, and I get it, you know, where it's frustrating, you know, sometimes where it's just like, because it's like you want to experience the whole world, you know what I mean? And just, because there really are just a lot of, there's a Libra being here, Leo being here, you being here, there's a lot of beauty in the world, you know, and there's, just thinking with the Page of Cups too being here, but I feel like when we're going through this journey, when you do find yourself kind of feeling low, kind of Three of Swords energy, then use that as an opportunity, especially with your ruler being in Leo, to try to create some fun. You know, however, that doesn't have to be anything super big, just something that would bring a smile to your face. Maybe this is rewatching an old movie that you know is going to get like a guaranteed laugh, or maybe even checking out some TikToks or some things, or maybe some old YouTube videos. I was actually showing a buddy the other day. This is really funny YouTube. It's like the thumbnails are hysterical. There's like this old Baroque style like paintings, you know, like imagine Bach, but he's lifting like 500 pounds. It's like legs are super ripped. It's like this classical music for working out. It's really funny, but just like little things like that. You know, maybe watching some cat videos or just little stuff and listen, that's not to say that we're ignoring these feelings, the sadness or whatever the stuff. It's just, it's finding a way when we get stuck in it to kind of break that mold so that we can, right, you know, even when I'm stuck in this energy, I will rise up again, you know, like the sun, Leo energy. Right? I like that, Taurus. I got a little uplifted from that. I enjoyed that. I hope you did too. Let's get another oracle on this. Oh, Taurus, and that's perfect. Look at that, we planned ahead. I'm with it, because that's how we work with the energies, Taurus. You got the 5th card of Pisces here, which is the spilled milk card. And with this card, this is a card of regret. Accidents happen. Don't sweat the small stuff, mistakes. Leave it in the past. It's over. Cannot be changed. Disappointed. Cleanup time. Let it go. And minor problems. And with this card, Taurus, you know, things happen sometimes, because the spilled milk to me, and it's not diminishing if we're going through like a tower moment or like a change or anything like that. It's not to diminish that, but the spilled milk card gives me almost like just like a baby tower, because it's one of those things that we could either focus on, you know, kind of get caught up in the fact that there's just a mess all over the place, kind of get real angry or get real frustrated, you know, maybe get like, however, whatever emotions may come up during that time. Or we can acknowledge the fact that it happens, absolutely, accept the 3 of Swords, and however this may be translating. And try to get to this place where we're not, and I don't want to say that we're not sweating it, but because, you know, I don't want to diminish the degree of however we may be feeling this, but it's just like, what 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, can we get out of these situations? Because if we really look for them, if we're patient with them, Knight of Pentacles energy, then we can absolutely find the silver lining in this. It's like where, even just as simple, let's just say, for example, if this was like a spilled milk, like milk literally spilled all over the place. You know, you go to wipe that stuff up, you go to clean the floors and whatnot. On the lowest level, At least your floor is clean. Ain't that nice? You've been meaning to touch up that floor anyway. So you see, it's just and I know that's maybe a silly example, but that's something where it's even just stuff like that. It's just like, I feel like when you get to that place where you're able to just kind of laugh at the experience, where it's just like, man, I really kind of lost it and not even for no reason. You lost it for a reason, because you were growing. You were getting. There's a side of you that was getting more into a balance. You leveled up in this situation here, because life does happen sometimes. And it's like I've been saying, we could either, especially with this being in Cancer season, this is an energy of where we can either be reactive and get caught up in the external things that are happening to us, or we can be proactive, observe how these things are making us feel, acknowledge them, and then use that to take action. You know what I mean? But let's go ahead and get some tarot on this. All right, Taurus, see what we got here. We got Nine of Swords, we got Knight of Wands, we have Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, and Two of Swords here. And the thing, Taurus, with the nine, oh, did I say Nine of Swords? I definitely meant Knight of Wands. But with the Nine of Swords being here, when we do find ourselves in a challenging situation, however this may look like, maybe this is something or someone may have disappointed us, because you do got a couple strong Libra cards here. So maybe this is something where we had like a relationship that maybe didn't go right, or maybe we've had like a string of things, or maybe this is something where, because even with like the Seven of Pentacles, maybe we made an investment, and this could be in like a business. Maybe this was in like, maybe we were doing some type of like a money thing, for example, but maybe that might have went flop or something along those lines. I feel like that we want to be mindful about getting caught up in that headspace, in the sense of like making it a routine of just like, man, I'm a failure, man, how could I let this happen, and just kind of like, because Nine of Swords, it gets to this place where we can't sleep, where we can't, where just like everything that we're doing, this spilled milk or whatever situation is just constantly on your mind. You're washing the dishes, it's a nightmare. You're going for a jog, it's on your head. It's just one of those things that I feel like with the Knight of Wands, it's really taking this thing for what it is, and then figuring out how we can get our self-esteem back up again, because the Knight of Wands is Leo energy. He rules the first two decans of Leo and the last of Cancer. And so if he's taking an emotional hit, he's going to do what it takes to get himself that energy back in normal here. Maybe this is something where once you've gotten in this place where you kind of started to process this stuff. Eight of Pentacles here. If we find ourselves getting out of a routine, for example, let's say, maybe we haven't had a chance to maybe clean up the place. Maybe we've been just really kind of distracted. Maybe we haven't had a chance to move the body, or, however that may be looking. Just maybe trying to switch up the headspace, Taurus. Maybe we're putting like, I remember a buddy, I always like talking about this. I remember a buddy, he would put sticky notes on his bathroom mirror for different positive affirmations and things. And I always like that, because, you're at least going to you look at yourself every time you walk out the bathroom, the little touch up there. So why not remind yourself how great you are there, Taurus? And I feel like, if we can kind of change up that routine of maybe if we get stuck in our heads or anything along those lines, maybe again, doing some type of fun thing, And I don't feel like it has to be something really over the top, but just something I don't expect you to be just like happy-go-lucky and to be just like, just all healed in a day, but at least that we're taking a step towards normal, because when we do get to those low places, the only way to go, that's like this hot air balloon. The only way to go is up, Taurus. Right? I like that. Let me get a little bit more on this Two of Swords. All right. Speaking of Cancer, here's a Chariot. Yeah. Both. Okay. That one. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. So the Two of Pentacles, or excuse me, Two of Swords is clarified by the Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, the Chariot, and the Seven of Cups here. And Taurus, we want to be mindful, especially getting caught up in our heads here, of any sort of overindulgence, things along those lines. Seven of Cups gets into kind of tricky territories there, because we can get into a place where we get a certain idea in our head, get caught up in something like this, and it slows our progression down with the Chariot. This is something where try not to dull our feelings when we're going through this stuff here. We want to process this stuff because we got to put in that shadow work. And in the Chariot, usually there's like a white horse and a dark horse there. And in order to get to that light, we got to do that. You got to get through the darkness. You know what I mean? Process this stuff. Two of Pentacles, get the energies back flowing again. You know, see how this energy has changed you, and see how this has helped you level up, because however we look at it, there's growth that's happening in these situations here. And listen, I feel like with the Two of Swords too, you know, it's remembering that the scales are always tipping in life. It's waxing and waning. This is the Moon in Libra here. And you know, that's something too. If we do find that we're finding ourselves being stuck, and this isn't medical advice, but this could be speaking with a professional, but this could even be as simple as just talking with a friend, you know, sharing these things. And because it can be a lot to think about. Just thinking with the yes, not that one, with the Seven of Cups here, you know, maybe we can have like just a lot on our minds, but yeah, I do. I feel like that is, you know, letting this stuff be known if we are feeling this stuff, Taurus. You know, Cancer season, it's about establishing those close relationship and bonds, you know, really kind of developing that emotional security. So just something to think about there, Taurus. Now let's get one more oracle on the mix. You're on it, Taurus. I love it. And that's interesting, because you got the 7th card of Capricorns here, which is the Forked Road card. And with this card, this is a card of direction change, options, free will choice, opportunity, alternatives, multiple choice, the moment of truth, crisis, possibilities, turning point, and change in circumstances. And so, you know, Taurus, when we think, I feel like we're just with this spilled milk in particular, you know, I feel like that when these situations come up, because they always do, Taurus, these are opportunities for direction change, you know, even just in the most minute of ways, even if it's just choosing how to respond to a situation. For example, I was having some recording issues not too long ago where I'd be, especially during my long videos, and it's just like in between it would just like cut out. And then the first time that happened, I was like real deep into a video and I lost it. Spilled milk all over the place. But you know, after you get done processing, video still had to get done regardless. So had to kind of swallow up that anger there. Not even swallow it up. You felt it. Okay, let's try it again. Managed to get through, and then it happened again. But the second time that it happened, it's just I was like, you know what? It's time to change. It might be time to change applications. Okay, good indicator. We're growing. You know what I mean? It's because listen, I would never say, you know, when these things come up, you know, that we're just swallowing that stuff up, because that's not processing it. That's not moving this thing along. That's an opportunity for growth, and there are a lot of possibilities that can reveal themselves when we're able to maintain that cool in a crisis. You know, and when you do find yourself in a crisis, it's one of those things, really be present for it, because you get a lot of feedback from that. You know, as far as just like how you do respond, you know, what are some coping mechanisms maybe that we can establish into our routine to kind of deal with this stuff when we find ourselves kind of like back against the walls and things, you know, with the 8 of Pentacles. But let's get some tarot on this. Thank you. All right, last little bit here, Taurus. So you got the Fool, the Eight of Wands, the Sun, I love it. Ooh, and the King of Wands here. And you know what? Let's switch back over, because isn't that lovely? Especially, I feel like this Fool Sun combo here, because the nice thing, I feel like that when these changes do happen, these situations that kind of just rock you a little bit, kind of just throw you for a loop here, this is a new opportunity for you to find some new sunlight, you know, to discover a new way to grow, Taurus. And I feel like that once we get more and more comfortable with that routine, because here's the thing, you know, as you grow, the problems grow. But you see, they're not just leaving you with nothing. You got 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, and the Sun, and the Chariot, victory. I mean, come on, what else? I mean, I could probably throw some other things at you, but you're abundant, Taurus. And I feel like once we get into that routine, you know, and that becomes more comfortable, because it does take practice, Taurus. And, you know, sometimes life really can really test us, but it is interesting when you do see how you've grown when a certain situation, when you think about how you would respond back then to where you are now, the growth is faster than I feel like we realize, Taurus, with the Eight of Wands being here. And it's just, I feel like with the King of Wands, it's just, you know, really getting the game plan, you know, getting eyes on it, one, because he rules the first two decans of Sagittarius and the last of Scorpios. And so whatever and I feel like really be present when these emotions come up for you if you have situations during this season. You know, be very present with that. Feel that stuff there. You know, get to the depths of it as it makes sense for you, Taurus. And then, you know, Sagittarius, they're all about expansion and growth. They're Jupiter ruled. And so, yeah, this gives you an opportunity to really shine your brightest, come into your highest vibration, and who knows, maybe one of those coping mechanisms, you know, adds a little fun to the mix. You can have some fun while you're spilling milk. You know, now we're, instead of just dreading it there, we're actually maybe making some puddles or something. I don't know. I thought I had something clever for that, Taurus, but so happy I ran out of things. So you know what, we're gonna leave that there. But yeah, I like this, Taurus, and if you did too, if you liked it, if something resonated with you, give it a thumbs up and share this, Taurus, you know, because life happens from time to time, always. just always. It's one of those things. I feel like it gets easier the more we get in that headspace. It's just like you just come to anticipate it when you're just kind of just eating it. It's just like, oh man, the growth is going to be spectacular when I get through this. Something along those lines, Taurus. And then, you know, I'd have all these kings and I thought you had, and knights. Subscribe, hit that bell button to get notified when I have these videos each week. And then I'm on this meditation app, Insight Timer. This might be something that might help too, Taurus, to get you in a meditative state even. But I created a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And it's just a group to post like positive affirmations, encouraging messages, things along those lines. And then definitely as the group grows, I can post like, or schedule different meditation groups, you know, like keeping it moving with the Chariot, or like a fresh start with the Fool, something. I really like that one. That's hot. But definitely check that out there, Taurus. And then lastly, speaking of hotness, you got the hottest ticket to come over to my other channel there, Taurus. Not that you need one, but if you have any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, come on over to the Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get you surprise cards here so I can get you out of here, Taurus. All right. So we got the Ten of Wands here. And while I'm getting your Oracle card. With the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is just life. You know, sometimes things can get heavy, you know, especially when it just feels like that it's been just kind of like back-to-back stuff here. Even when we're working towards 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, there are going to be some energies that test us along the way. But I feel like when we can turn that perspective to that idea of like, all right, there is growth coming from it. This is not just happening to me just to keep me down or keep you where you're not rising, Taurus. Yeah. Okay. but keep you not where you're rising, Taurus. But it's meant to elevate you. It's meant to help you ascend. And let me see what you got here. Nice. And you got the witch bottle here, upright. And I feel like with this energy, Taurus, well, maybe one we want to keep maybe away from some glasses at the moment here, Taurus. I'm kidding. But I do feel like with this energy, especially with the Ten of Wands being with this surprise card, if we have been kind of maybe bottling up these feelings, or just been, if it's been some kind of struggle or something along those lines, I feel like that is, try not to keep that stuff. Try not to suppress that stuff. Even if we're not sharing with someone, I feel like allow these feelings a safe space, for you to be frustrated, be sad, be this, be with that energy, processes as it makes sense for you, Taurus. If it becomes too overwhelming, take a step back from it, Maybe let's go for a walk, or maybe get out and about, something along those lines. But just heal with this thing as it makes sense, because the Three of Swords can also be, when we really start to, this is Saturn in Libra, and Saturn is exalted in Libra. So if it's surprised, it feels at home in the house of relationships. And I feel like that it comes, or in the sign of relationships. And I feel like that when we can get tight with ourselves, in all facets of these energies, like the angry side of us, the sides that we may not like to address and things along those lines. It can lead this weight off your chest, Taurus, and lead you to this where you start feeling a little bit lighter, you know what I mean? You feel a little lighter and a little lighter every time, to where this stuff doesn't keep you down as hard. So, all right, Taurus. Yeah, hopefully you found a couple nuggets of wisdom out of that. So, you stay safe out there. All this milk spilling and, direction, life changes and direction changes and stuff, forked roads. And raise your vibration to the roof, Hit up Uranus, hit up the sun, just do some uplifting things for yourself as it makes sense. Again, any little bit counts there, Taurus. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.